Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Sandira Pratiwi. I'm from English department. So now I will explain about student ability in public speaking. So before that, I want to say thank you for Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala to give us healthy. So you can watch this video now. Next, I want to say thank you for my lecturer. So the first I will tell you about background of the problem. So learning English is a must for a student because the English language has important function in Indonesia. Apart from being used in traditional communication, English is also needed to get knowledge, technology, job position, promotion, and even this time here many scholarship over foreign countries. Therefore, we must master English. However, the problem that often arises that many find students difficult to speak English. For many reasons, the most common problem is the students are often fluent in speaking English. Well, that is to like to habit speak English. The second student often seem to think first about problem above. It can be concluded that practice is most important thing in speaking. Getting used speaking English will help a lot speaking problem. So next, ability communicated, it can bring someone achieve his dream. One way to improve speaking skill by means of public speaking is especially for children and teenagers. Awareness the importance of public speaking is the only seen at school or at certain campus and still a few. In effect, lecturers often complain student ability to do excitement presentation, while in a world of work today almost all require public high speaking. This speaking has made many universities which has a faculty department of communication incorporate public speaking into curriculum. Okay, next I will tell you about identification of the problem. Here many problems that can be identified related to student English to public speaking. The problem are students have low grammar skill, students do not practice speaking skill, and students have low vocabulary skill. Students have low spelling skill, and students have low ability in wording choice, and the students have low ability to conveying the world. The students have low self-confidence to speak English. And next, there are limitation of the problem. Based on identification the problem, there are unlimited number of the problem. Therefore, researcher would like limit only on ability in public speaking. And next, there are formulation of the problem based on the background of the problem above. The formulation problem is how is the student ability in public speaking at SMK 3. And next is objective of the study. Objective of the study to analyze the student ability in public speaking at SMK 3. Next, it is significance of the study. The result of the study expect be useful for some people below. The first, teachers. The English teachers will have information of public speaking that can improve student ability as strategy to be used classroom. The next, student. After the student were taught speaking, they have motivation in speaking activity, especially by using public speaking as strategy to improve their speaking ability. And next, and the last is other research. By conducting this study, it will be support or motivate other researchers who need to do research and also to give positive effect on quality of the research, improving student ability through public speaking. Okay, I will explain about theoretical foundation. So, the first I will tell you about ability in speaking. So, definition of ability is The word ability is derived from adjective able, which has similar meaning as can. Hassan said the ability is the skill or competence in doing something. Ability show a performance that can be done right now. Meanwhile, talent needs practice education in order for performance can be done in the future. So, talent and ability determine to achieve of the student. Student may have talent in chemistry that is considered to obtain the achievement. So, the best achievement come from the talent and ability of someone. Based on the definition of above, the ability is the skill or competence, skill, ability to do something well. Skill implies to prerequisites of having and accessing certain knowledge, process, sequence, behavior, leading a specific performance. However, for something to be considered a skill, it must contain a learned action. Learning ability is proposed according to Crow and Crow. Learning is an active process that needs to be simulated toward desirable outcome. In addition, learning is acquisition of habit, knowledge, and attitude. Ellie and Bacon said the ability is potential capacity or power to do something physical, mental, and special natural power to do something well. Next is speaking. Speaking is the skill that makes human beings different from the superior to a species of living being. Speaking is complex cognitive and linguistic skill. A child learns to speak through interaction with the people around him or her in their native language. Every normal adult can speak in his or her native language without effort, and this skill is natural one. But speaking is foreign language is not so natural, and it requires consequous effort throughout the whole process. Speaking is verbal skill, involve the word sound. It also involves meaning. Meaning is connotation, denotation, grammar, and the second is sociality, relationship, affect, formal, informal, slang, and turn taking. And the third is cultural issues. There is class, anxiety, ethnicity, nationality, religion, gender, dialect. And the fourth is performance. Performance is articulation, projection, and pronunciation. The last is sound elements, how volume, pitch, pace, and nature of sound complement and contradict. So next, I will tell you about function of speaking. Speaking is product skill that improves the listening skill. Without listening, speaking is not possible, and the relationship between these two skills is corresponding. There are lots of functions of speaking human live every day. However, this function can be divided into the three main categories. The first is speaking as interaction. The role of speaking as interaction is mostly of a social conversation. It will reflect to the rules and the relationship of the speaker in a social setting. For example, chatting of a fellow passenger, telling a friend about amusing experience, and others. The second is speaking as transaction. The rules of speaking as transaction. So, based on definition, speaking as process is carried out several stages. Speaking are complex activity producing quality message and conveyed in structured manner. So next I will explain about public speaking. Public speaking is, according Andiani and Sridaso, 2017, public speaking is the ability, practice, or process of making speech in front of many people. What underline people wanting to learn public speaking, according Perko, it is the first time public speaking is studied and need speak clearly, and its function is a very large to gain success in business or professional careers. The second reason is mere pleasure, which can be interpreted as speaker satisfaction when he speaks in front of a large audience, so that it is able to arouse heart to audience. The several fundamental difference discussing public speaking and comprehension, according Lucas, which can be explained briefly. The public speaking is more organized than conversation because there is pre-efficient process time limit. So, preparator must really prepare carefully. In public speaking, the language used is more formal because it is aimed to at many people and also for certain purpose. In public speaking, various methods differ and needed. And next, I will tell you about function of public speaking. So, there are many functions of public speaking. The first is there to appear in public. Since childhood, it seems that children have been practicing public speaking. For example, when they are asked by teacher to tell a story in front of the class. Unfortunately, not all children as transaction is to make someone understood the message that we want to give him or her. The focus this type of speaking is giving and receiving information, obtaining goods or service. For example, classroom discussion, shopping, make a telephone sale, ordering of food from a menu in a restaurant, and others. And the last is speaking as performance. The rule of speaking as performance is transmit information before the audience is generally incorporates public speaking. So it focuses on form accuracy, organization, and sequencing and others. For example, is political speeches, conducting in class debate, giving a lecture, and others. So next I will explain about aspect in speaking. Based on Brown, the description is following according. The first is fluency. It refers one ability to speak smooth and easily. And the second is conversation. Conversation is a student competence to comprehend all of the speaker say to them. And the third is grammar. Grammar is the way to organize the word into the correct sentence. And the fourth, vocabulary. Vocabulary is the basic of language. It appears in every language skill. It's very important because we can't say nothing without vocabulary in my mind or in your mind. So vocabulary is about choice of word which is used appropriately based on the context of speaking. And the last is pronunciation. Based on definition, pronunciation is the important component of language. Therefore, it is necessary if the student have a good pronunciation, because if they have a good pronunciation, so their speaking will understandable. The fear childhood that was carried to adulthood certainly hindering his success. The second is emotional intelligence account for 80% of the life success of research. One of the emotional intelligence is oral communication. So Oral communication is also included in the soft skill which contribute to a person's success. Thus, hard skill you have will not have much effect on career success. The last is supporting leadership skill. Teenager is the age of formation. If they get the right direction, surely in adulthood, we will grow up to be someone to be proud of. By mastering public speaking, they are able to convey ideas, and information systematically and effectively. So next, I will tell you about basic public speaking technique. The first is overcoming nerves in public speaking. Being nervous is caused by two things: being unusual and not mastering of the material. To get used to it, you love practice in other master material. The next is breathing technique for public speaking. Speaking in public should not overtake lack of breath or unable to regulate and control your breathing. So practice so you can breathe deeply and be able to manage it. To do this, among others, blow the burning candle with it 1 meter and repeatedly at least 10 minutes. And next is vocal technique for public speaking. The most important vocal technique are correct intonation, stress on word, sentence that are considered important, slow down at beginning and at volume, playing speaking speed so it is monotone. Also pay attention or articulation and pronunciation correct word. Use natural voice to imitate other people's voice, make it up. So next is preparation for public speaking. Who has not made preparation, he is preparing for failure. Who doesn't prepare, he prepares fail. So get ready by exploring the material times. And next is technique for opening public speaking. There are many ways to open speech, but the most popular way is story or humor or funny expression, quote, a saying. Next, delivery public speaking material manager. Here are options for mastering the material using notes or cheat sheet, using visual aid such as in the focus, using visual aids as note, reading complete text and then memorizing them, and the last two are not recommended to use. And the last is technique for closing public speaking. If you want to end speech, give a signal that you will end this soon. So for example, this way can I say, happily it is useful and apologize if something is not pleasing, and wassalam. Don't go around anymore, it makes speech that longer. And the last, I will tell you about related study. There are several research related to public speaking among others. The first by Fiera Marinho et al. 2017 conducted a research about fear of public speaking, prevention of college students. The title is Fear of Public Speaking and Perception of College Students and Correlation. They took 63% of the college students reported the fear of public speaking. As many classes improved public speaking, being female, having improved participation as speaker in a group, and preserving in their voice as high pitches or too soft, increase the exciting fear of public speaking. And the next is Gersang 2018 conducted research about public speaking sebagai bagian dari komunikasi efektif kegiatan PKM di SMA Kritoforus, Jakarta Barat. In general, excited participants consisted of from class 10. The combination of the social science and science major is very high. Participation is very proactive in coming forward without being appointed by speaker. The activity was closed by giving certificate from the school to the speaker and taking photo with all participants. And the last is Sikandar 2017 conducted research about anxiety level in the student of public speaking cause and remedies. This study was carried out investigation the anxiety level in the student of public speaking and to provide surveillance result which prove that this fear vary among us individual, especially among university students. Later was reviewed to shed light on research that have been conducted early the same area further to study and to build upon what has already been done. To summarize, research proves that fear of public speaking is learning can be overcome practicing and rehearsing before presentation or speeches, and people who experience public speaking anxiety can from as well as those who have good command over public speaking. So this what I say happily is useful. So I apologize if something is not pleasing. Thank you for watching. Enough for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.